Okay, so today we're going to be looking at some key terms, definitions, I should say, then the needs of the customers, positive customer relationships, and effective handling of customer complaints, elements of a professional attitude, and ways to maintain a professional image. So what we have is a creative activity looking after persons to ensure that their wants and needs and expectations are met or exceeded, thus creating satisfaction and loyalty. First of all, let's recognize that almost everything we do demands that we use our creativity to problem solve. And we are solving problems for our customers. We are trying to delight them with the service we offer. And so we want to exceed their expectations so that they will remain loyal customers. Okay. So it's about delighting people, not just meeting their needs, but to go further to give something valuable which they did not expect or even know they wanted. So a lot of folks in sales recognize that they need to under-promise and over-deliver. And this is the reason why. Because when you under-promise what you're going to deliver, once you deliver it, and it exceeds because you created an expectation with the promise, right? If you exceed the expectation, then folks are going to be very happy, very, very delighted. So see all the faces. We only want the green one, you know.
Say that again, Dr. Sharon. Say that again, the terminology, please.
Oh, you mean the thing about overpromise, underpromise, and overdeliver?
Under-promise and over-deliver. Thank you.
Yes. The idea behind that is your promise creates the expectation in the customer. So, for example, if the customer asks you to do something extra, you pretty much know you can do it, but you tell them that will be difficult, but I will make my best effort. So that way, they are not expecting that you definitely will be able to do it. Right? And when you do it, then they're excited and delighted rather than over promising and under delivering, because that is the way to give them the red face.
Right.
So we all have to pay attention to our customers, right? Because the competitive landscape is so, difficult for us. There's always somebody waiting to grab up your customers. So it's essential for your business survival. High expectations, if you do not meet or exceed their expectations, they will take their business elsewhere. That's some serious, stuff. Who exactly are your customers? People who need your assistance that are not an interruption to your job. They are the reason you have a job. Because sometimes people act like that's not the case. Remember, we spoke about internal customers on Monday. So the internal customers are the folks that you work with, right? Your co-workers and part of your team that help you to deliver the satisfaction and the excitement and delight that you're going to deliver to the external customers. How do you communicate effectively with your customers? What describes good service and bad service? So actually, all of you must have experienced some, I'm not seeing who is online, right? Because of the technical issues, I can only see a slither. So, can you tell me, describe to us, share with us, complain to us about a bad experience you've had as a customer? It's more exciting if you tell us the name of the business, but if you feel you want to cover that up, then go ahead. Who that went out now? If you don't talk, I have only for complaint, so I can sit down here for the rest of the day and complain.
Run story, Miss Sharon, man. Run story.
No, you don't want that for no have business to do.
Run story.
You got business to do. Mr. Matthew.
All right. All right.
Thank you, sir.
One time I was working with this company doing my glove production, right? And putting in an order of gloves and took an extended period of time to deliver them. When I received them, they were printed incorrectly.
Mm.
And when I reach out to customer relations now, they basically, they didn't have any personnel for me to talk to, first of all. Everything was automated. And that created a big issue for me because I wasn't physically speaking to anybody. All my responses I was getting was automated, and I had to go through one bag of thing to get through to the company to actually speak to somebody to understand what was going on because they didn't have, I'm not sure if they didn't have or that's the way they organized it to make it extremely difficult for me to lodge my complaint and actually have something done about it. And what ended up happening is they had to rerun another order of gloves for me and allowed me to keep the set that was messed up and provided me with a discount rate moving forward with them. But that actually cost them the business with me after that situation, And it
Even
was
though
just,
they tried to remedy it, Mr. Matthew?
even though they tried to remedy it, just the fact that it was so difficult for me to even get a remedy was an issue for me.
I totally understand.
Yeah,
Thank
and I
you for
think
your
that's why
testimony.
they tried so hard to make up, by
Yes.
letting me keep the old set and giving me a discount.
But the old set now have no use to you.
No, well, I still gave them away still, like donation vibes.
Okay.
I still made use of them, but still it wasn't what I had ordered and paid for.
Right.
And my time was wasted too in that whole communication process. It was very difficult, very bad customer service and processes in that business. So the switch up, they definitely lost a customer there.
Yes, yes, yes. So you see, if you don't want to lose your customers, then you have to pay attention to communicating effectively with them because what Matthew described is it was bad enough, the error that was made. But what was worse was his difficulty in getting the help he needed. So the communication was the problem. Thank you for sharing that. That's a very important lesson for us. All right. Anybody have a good story? I know it's kind of hard to find good examples, but anybody have a good story? Hello, Uno is there?
Mr. Nita, where are you?
I have a good story.
Check in.
Okay, thank you, Mascaline.
So,
Nobody else can answer me.
Isn't that
Alright,
a KFC
sir.
story, Colin?
last year when I wanted to renew my insurance, I initially went to a brokerage firm, and coming up to the time for the renewal of the insurance, I had some scratches on the vehicle. I was trying to, and I was supposed to do a valuation. So I reached out to the agent and asked her how it's going to affect my policy and those kind of stuff. Should I just like fix up the car and spray it over or make it stay? No response whatsoever. And I ended up got in contact with a lady who works direct with GK, and her customer service, how she walked me through the process, was so good that when the policy ended up came through, her was a little bit more expensive, but I still decided to work with her. And now anybody who mention anything about insurance agent, she's the first person I send them to.
Thank you, Mas Colin, for that. There are several layers to that story. Obviously, you were delighted with the service that you got, especially after getting bad service before. But you said something else. The policy cost a bit more, and you didn't watch that. So sometimes if the customer service, if you can delight the person, them not even thinking about price no more. Them not comparison shopping, them not, you know, them not looking at what is cheapest. Them just thinking about, you know, do I want to maintain my sanity or not? Kind of thing. And then the other thing you mentioned is that you gave them referrals. So not only were you satisfied, but you became a loyal customer who became an evangelist for the business. So thank you for that example, Mas Colin. That was an excellent example. I have to search the deep recesses of my heart and head to find a good customer service example. There's so few and far between. Anybody else want to testify? All right. So we have to have an attitude checklist, because a lot of times, even if it's over the phone, our attitudes come across in the tone. They tell you sometimes to smile while you're on the phone because them can hear it, and not lie them a tell. So you have to enjoy helping people, to handle them well, and care for your customers. Give fair and equal treatment, and be understanding of people with special needs. We keep stressing that. I'm working on a project where we're trying to get ODPEM to do, ODPEM, you know, is Office of Preparedness and Emergency Management, right? The disaster people, they don't have sufficient, talking about people with special needs, they don't have sufficient consideration given to people with disabilities, living with disabilities, who may live on their own, for sharing warnings. Because what happens if somebody is deaf? They're not going to hear no warning on the radio. And if they are blind and they're watching TV, right? Them not going to see it. So even if it's coming on the TV and somebody deaf, them actually need the sign language or the closed caption to be able to tell them. And that's very, very important, because they have found that when there are disasters, you know, usually flood events and hurricanes and stuff, the people who are less likely to seek and obtain help are persons living with disability. Them lock up in a them place because them don't really know what's going on. And it's not right, because the government has a duty of care for all of us. That's why we pay taxes. Anyhow, skills for customer service. know about your company. So know about what your offerings are, whether it's your goods or your services or both. Learn the technical parts of your job, communicate well, be consistent, organize, and know your place in the team, and be a team player. These all seem kind of, what you call it now? Intuitive. And I'm sure all of us are doing this, but let's be conscious of it. It asks you to show empathy, be efficient, provide advice, quality solutions. Those all happen because you have developed the skill to be able to do all of that. Okay, this is suggesting the first step in exceeding your customers' expectations is to know those expectations. Yeah, that can be true. The roles of customer service provider is as a host, a diplomat, a psychologist, a salesperson, and an information source. You see all the things then we wrap up in a customer service. And everybody recognize that is all of that is for them thing, you know. Because you are, when you think about it, you need to be diplomatic in order to sometimes deliver bad news to somebody. But you also need to show the empathy that is likely from a psychologist. And then you need to switch the person like a sales rep would, a salesperson would, right? Switch that customer from focusing on anything negative to give them something that is now going to leave a good taste in their mouth. But you can only do that if you are well informed. What do customers need? Sometimes them don't even know. Anyhow, every customer has 6 basic needs regardless of the type of product that is being provided. They need to feel welcomed. Whether it is a phone call, whether it is online, or whether it is you come into a physical storefront. They need to feel important as if they're the most important person there. Feel appreciated, understood. They have to receive help and advice, and service should be prompt. Anytime you go into a place, well, let me not talk about going into places where they treat you like it's thief, you're going there to thief. But yeah, you need to feel welcome. They have to acknowledge you when you enter the space, right? Many times you enter a business place, they're dealing with other customers and it's like them just don't see you. You're invisible. That don't make you feel welcome. It doesn't make you feel important. And it sure don't show appreciation for you trying to shop there. Okay, so they're off to a bad start. So customers also need good quality products, pleasant and helpful team members, attractive packaging, if it's a physical good, nice aesthetics if we're talking about service, durability, so the product will last. Oh, I can tell you a story about that. Up-to-date, fashionable products, good price, good image, easily available, guarantees with the product, and good after-sales service, including refunds if the customer is not happy. A lot of stores have refund policies that are secret and only shared on the receipt after you make the purchase. The refund policy must be clear from the person walk in, right? That they understand what they're getting into. I go and testify now. I have noticed it is almost 10 years since I'm back home. And the whole time I'm living in the US, me have one microwave. because it don't broke, right? It don't broke and me don't even service it. Me come here, you know how much microwave me have in the 10 years? 7. Because I think largely it is because of JPS and them foolishness. Because what I then found is I keep replacing it and then it keeps going out. So I used to have the, the microwave above the stove that's constantly plugged in. I switch that out and buy one for the counter, which I plug in and plug out as I have a mind to use it. But in the meantime, as I kept replacing microwave, you know what I noticed? They used to have like a 2-year warranty. And now it's gone down to 3 months. You can't find no place where you can buy a microwave where you can get warranty over 3 months. That means that the retailers know full well that JPS is messing up your system. And that is why it run as low as that. Because if you read the manufacturer's warranty, it's almost always at least a year. But of course, they don't get manufactured here. At least most brands don't get manufactured here. And so that warranty is not accessible to you, not easily accessible to you. It wouldn't be worthwhile to try to access the overseas warranty. But that is my story that tells you, because I need microwave, because me always a hot up food. And it is not convenient to hot up food in a pot from stove top. You put it in a microwave. I know some people don't use microwave because they feel like the radiation going to affect them. Well, if them use phone, them getting more radiation from that. But anyhow, that's a personal choice. My personal choice is for the convenience of a microwave. And so I plug my microwave out now when I'm not using it and only plug it in when I am about to use it. So that way I don't have no argument with JPS, because JPS now pay you nothing for your things. Not a thing for your things. And I don't have to vex with whoever buy the microwave from either. All right, enough ranting from me. Any questions on this one?
Yes, Miss. I was about to say question, Miss.
Yes, Miss Abby, go right ahead.
All right. Good morning again to everyone who has joined us. So my question would be in regards to the quality of service from JPS customer service, right, Miss? So being that they are contributors, should say primary contributors, while constantly you would have to be replacing the microwave from an over the range microwave to a countertop microwave over the 10 years, right? And
yeah,
how do you think that has affected customer service, being that they are not holding themselves accountable? They do not want to reimburse customers who has gone through this terrible was being affected by the outage.
yes.
And so yes, Miss, how do you think it affects customer service per se?
Well, I think for one, it makes more people focus on price, because since the service is crappy and you don't have a choice. This is the thing about the utilities. We don't have no choice, Them have us by the short and curly. Because unless you're going to generate your own electricity using solar, wind, or whatever else, and all are we in another position there. And even when you do that, JPS comes after you, right? So it presents you are always having an antagonistic relationship with your customers, right? If your customers can get away without paying, then they would do that. because you don't show any appreciation for them. You don't take responsibility for the things that you do that cost those customers. Because I know people who have problems with fridge and stove and all those things because of the voltage differential, and sometimes they have a brownout. So when I say a brownout, like the electricity don't go fully, but it go. It's like a low voltage,
Right,
and then
like
it
a
come
lower
back with a
voltage.
surge, and then it come back with a surge, and that is what mash up your things.
Right, because electricity is not being distributed, or it's supposed to be distributed in a normal household. It's a bit higher when it comes back, miss.
Yes, yes. So you have to protect yourself and protect your equipment, because everything except the fridge plug out till when it needed. I have surge protectors on my TVs. My computer never gets plugged directly into the thing. It's a surge protector. As a matter of fact, I've just bought enough surge protectors, so almost everything is on a surge protector. I put the fridge on a surge protector, but for some reason it kept chipping out, and then you have to reset it. Again, it's JPS that you know.
Yes, miss.
But through that, me I watch it, me I watch it, and me I go with blood in my eye for them.
Miss,
And I don't yes, sorry, Mr. Abby, go ahead.
right. So, question, miss, could they have implemented something that could cushion the impact on their customers, such as, like, for example, an appliance, some form of appliance insurance where JPS customers, for example, would pay a premium
Me
with
not
their
buy no insurance from
with
them.
their bill that will
Me not
protect.
buy no insurance from them. The first thing on the list, Mr. Abby, is good quality products. They have an obligation to provide us with good quality products, which means stable power supply. That is what that means. Okay. Me not buy no insurance from them because they are messing up. No, them to fix the problem. That's what, sorry, I'm shouting. I apologize.
I call that damage control, miss. As in my previous role, I was working with an appliance company. I was their agent, right? And what I see them do is they buy haul away. So what that is in simple terms per se, it is when you're buying a refrigerator and you're asking the company to remove the old one to replace it with the new one, right? And what the company does is refurbish those ones that they haul away and put it right back in their stores, sell it again. It comes back with problems and so on and so forth. And what they do is they offer like some form of insurance, and it protects the appliance. But the issue comes again with the customers where they are going through hell and back to make claims. When they come in to make claims, when they call in to make claims, they have been pushed through a lot of needle eyes in order to make the claim. So I think that's one of the issues to miss with the insurance.
Yeah, I not buy no store insurance. I buy your stuff. The stuff is supposed to be good quality. It's supposed to be durable, right? And you are supposed to give me good after sales service. So if it broke, then you come haul it where I'm bring me a new one, and I not paying you no more money, because you don't really want me up in your store and make up noise. Because I'm not the best behaved when I'm dissatisfied. Let's put it that way.
I understand this.
Yeah. So people generally want to get me out of them store quickly, because I will stop people coming in and tell them what happened and tell them, don't buy nothing in here. Don't buy nothing, go somewhere else. And I will tell them where else to go. Yeah. So, you know. But people call security on me, and them call police on me and all of those kind of things. But that don't bother me, because I know I'm within my right to say what I'm saying. So I'm not easily intimidated. Anyhow, look now, these are obligations you have to your customers. I know none of you are guilty of bad customer service knowingly, but sometimes some of your team members might be. So you have to watch out for that. All right? Because your company is judged by the behavior of every single member of the team that comes in contact with the customer. So you see, when Mas Colin was talking about his experience, he mentioned the agent and he couldn't get through to her. And when Mr. Matthew was talking about his experience, the automated system. So it's not even the human, it is the interface, the automated interface with your customers. I don't know who tell them people that that is a good thing, because you can get lost in an automated system for minutes, only per minutes.
Yeah, and then the frustration you get from the repetition of the responses, because you don't have no emotional response, you don't have no rational response, you know. That kind of thing get you frustrated because you don't have nobody to reason with.
I totally feel you, Mr. Matthew. The other day I was on hold for almost 15 minutes. And when the human being came back, I said, does anybody get asked for customer feedback about the loop that you're left in, what you're hearing, some nasty music, right? Some nasty elevator type white people music. That are the first thing, right? Then the next thing, it gets interrupted every now and then by some automated message, as Mr. Matthew said, devoid of any affect at all, no emotion, right? And it's a promotional message. Really? Anyhow, I can behave myself. Let's move on. What we don't need, well, we already been talking about it. Poor quality products, miserable and unhelpful staff, unattractive packaging. I don't know why the packaging thing come up so high. Because the hardest thing for me with the packaging is opening it. You know? But packaging is to protect, but it also helps to communicate information. Well, we'll talk about that when we're doing integrated marketing communications. But yeah, apparently customers need attractive packaging. Outdated products, they don't need, sorry. They don't need outdated products. They don't need highly expensive products. They don't want products with poor image or poor availability and poor after-sales service. Those are things customers do not want. So make sure nobody delivering that on your behalf. When you're, well, the beginning starts with the greeting, because remember, you to acknowledge the customer and make them feel welcome. Purpose is greeting your customer is to maintain a welcoming environment. And you do that by being attentive, acknowledging the person as soon as they appear, even if you're busy. So you are acknowledging them, make a little eye contact and say, as soon as I'm done here, you are next. You want to browse a little until then? Something like that, you know? Or offer them a seat. Smile, establish eye contact, tell them your name, ask how you can help. This is obviously after you're not as busy anymore, to tell them your name and ask how you can help. Although you can tell them your name from the beginning, even if you're busy, but asking how you can help would kind of, while you're dealing with a different customer, might actually make the other customer feel unwelcomed and not important. So give your customer your full attention and be polite and courteous. No, I have no problem with that. What does good rapport feel like? Well, it feels good, right? When you practice your greeting and make the person feel comfortable, they feel important and valued. And then they feel that empathy that Mr. Matthew was talking about was completely absent from the automated system. Absolutely no emotion, no empathy. When you're finding out how you can help them, you can ask what they want. And if you can't help, what you should do is offer alternatives if possible. Or if they have to wait, how do you handle it? If usually, I mean, even the bank getting wise to that now. In places where you have to wait, a long time, they provide entertainment, usually with television and some show running on it. Although sometimes you go into places and them have the television, but there's no sound and there's no closed caption. So me not really know what the point of the television is. But
by offering Wi-Fi to miss.
Okay, they offer Wi-Fi. But the bank where I go, the Wi-Fi is the actual data plan is jammed inside there. Because apparently they're concerned about people making contact with people to rob you when you go outside.
Oh, what I do though, miss, I have 2 cell phones, miss, so I just put on a data plan on one, miss, and carry it into the office when I go in, miss, when I'm to meet customers, miss, and I turn on my hotspot, and the name of it is Nita's Funeral Home, so I rename it to Nita's Funeral Home, miss, and persons can come in and connect, miss. They just scan a QR code
Okay,
and wait.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
miss.
Okay, so they can browse while they wait.
Yes, miss, they can.
Yes. So that's a nice offering to help to ease. Well, you're showing empathy, right? You're showing empathy because they might need to be contacting people who are overseas. They're using WhatsApp. They might be browsing the internet trying to purchase other things.
Sometimes it's video call, miss. They video call their relatives overseas to talk about the package offerings and show the facilities and the showroom with the caskets and so on, miss.
Excellent, excellent, Mr. Abbey. That's an excellent offering that adds to the services and probably is beyond the expectation of your customer when they step in. So they would feel more delighted. Thank you for sharing that one, Mr. Abbey. Anybody else have a story? Nobody else now want to testify? Okay, how to listen to your customers. Listening is actually a very difficult process because most people hear accidentally and they're actually waiting for you to shut up so that they can talk. Some people, like me sometimes, don't even wait for you to shut up. Me, I interrupt you and get in my 2 cents. If you are in customer service, that is a bad trait. You have to actively listen, right? And attend immediately to the needs if you need to finish something before giving them your full attention. You need to be available, use eye contact if they're physically there, and an attentive posture. Concentrate on hearing them, really hearing them, not only what they're saying, but what they might not be saying. That is evident. Making customers return to your company. So if you leave a positive impression, you smile and make sure the customer has everything they need. If you promise to follow up, you do that. tell them something that be useful to them later, and invite them back and actually say goodbye and thanks for coming. That can go a far, far way. My supermarket never thanked me yet. And them charge me money for them reward program, which to me is an affront. Me think a reward program should be free. Me don't think me supposed to pay them annually. Anyhow, one day I will free up the whole of them. I go back a country, go live. Yes, positive company image includes recognizing that first impressions count and will affect the interaction. Sometimes you only get a chance for a first impression because people are making judgments within the first 30 seconds of interacting. So you should assume that you only have one chance. Sometimes you get a second, you're lucky enough to get a second chance, but don't count on it. All right. Okay, I think we've already been talking about our growths and our good experiences. Is there anybody who would like to share now that didn't share before? Oh, don't all shout at once. Eh. All right, I guess enough. I don't just want this over, eh?
I'll share again, Miss, about the first impression. So yesterday,
Yes.
I had the opportunity of meeting with a customer, and it was a first impression, Miss, as I got the call on an emergent basis. I was here at home doing some work from home for the company, for the business, and I got a call from my print trade. They are always recommending customers, and recommendations from the print trade is usually very strong. You know, they are what I can count on. They're one of my recommendations that I can count on. And when I went there to meet with the mother of the deceased, I understand that it was a young man and he attempted suicide and so on and so forth. And I right there and then I had was to make a first impression, and today would have been the autopsy of the young man at Archer's Funeral Home in Spanish Town, and I got a call earlier this morning that they had chosen another funeral home in Trelawney to carry out the arrangement, as it would have been closer to their home in Trelawney, which I had tell her from the start that it would have been easier for her to do everything in Trelawney, read the cost for transportation and so on and so forth. I told her that she could open up her options a little more and try to shop around. You know, I wouldn't want to cloud the customer per se, and that was the first impression I made. And she said to me this morning that she leave some voice notes saying that she would recommend me to anyone right now, and that it's because she don't have the money why she didn't use me, and that the family member who has the money, they are choosing to use someone closer to home. I told her that is okay. I explained everything down to the T with her yesterday. She wanted to use the Tedford Park Memorial Garden, and I told her the price of the spot. I laid out everything, and I told her to continue to shop around. She may find something cheap, and indeed they did. So I think that first impression was a great one for me yesterday, Miss.
And thank you for sharing that, Mr. Abbey, because even though you didn't get that business, it is likely to pay good dividends in the future when she or her relatives recommend you to other people, right? Because it is so rare for someone to be apologizing that they're not using your business and assuring you that they're going to recommend you, right? That doesn't happen often. Okay. So you really did a good job there because you wasn't greedy. You gave her appropriate alternatives and you informed her fully so that you didn't feel predatory, because sometimes this is what happens. Sometimes people who are in business feel like it feel like you are the prey. So them just a prey upon you. You didn't do that at all, Mr. Abbey, and I
So
congratulate you for that.
what she said to me, Miss, that stood out was that over her, like she said, her son died like last week Monday, and over the period from last week Monday to yesterday, she had 11 recommendations for funeral home, different funeral homes. She showed me everyone that people wrote down on papers with their numbers. And she said to me, out of the 11, only you stood up because you didn't sound salesy. You never wanted to sell me anything. You were concerned about my holistic being. She was just so appreciative and thankful of my time, how quickly I was able to respond to her, just got up and got ready and run out to her. She was so appreciative, Miss. You are right.
Mr. Abbey, you flex your psychology muscle and it worked for you. Thank you for sharing that example with us. I knew that you guys practice excellent customer service because Uno wouldn't be in a business all I know if that wasn't the case. So I'm preaching to the choir. So basically, this is saying that appearances matter. So you should really try to wear your uniform or any badges there are. Pay attention to your personal hygiene, appropriate clothing. So, I mean, I'm telling you these things, but I know these are things you already know, but you might want to share these with some of your team members who may not be exercising the same level of customer service that you do to your customers, right? Okay, what to avoid? Saying I don't know without offering an option. Yeah, sometimes the only thing to say is I don't know. But it's good to say, but I am going to find out. Because too many people, customer service people, you ask them a question and they say you don't know. I said, well, is there anybody else there that might know? Or can you find out for me, please? I'm not supposed to have to ask them to do that. Okay, all right. Yeah, well, I don't know about this lunch or bathroom or thing. If somebody's asking for somebody specific, then you might have to share they're not available at this moment. It might be too much information to say them gone to the bathroom. Yeah, I don't think that is necessary. But what you should always do is if you are now saying that, the person is not available, then you should be offering how you can help. Don't just say they're not available and that's it. Can I do anything to assist you? Yeah, people leave people on hold for a long time. So long sometimes that the phone disconnect you. And then for heaven's sakes, they have technology to record the incoming calls. So that means them have the technology to know what your number is. So when you get disconnected, them not can call you back. This is the question I ask these customer service people who then respond that they cannot make outgoing calls. I'm like, who made that kind of ridiculous policy? And those automated systems sometimes cut you off too, and then you have to get started all over again. Boy, there's not more infuriating. Don't ignore people even if you're busy, and treat people equally. How can you contribute to the development and maintenance of service standards in your company? This is probably more important for you than some of the other things we've been talking about. Okay, so maybe not so much policies, but maybe reading and understanding, but actually creating some of these policies along with some of your team members could be a good idea. in all things be prompt and efficient, and obey the law and any statutory requirements. Maintain accurate records and ensure special needs persons are taken into account. Their needs are taken into account, okay? And you don't make them feel unwelcomed. So we're actually going to talk about creating some of the policies that might be useful for your policies and procedures that might be useful for your company, especially when you have teams. So like Miss Tanisha, Tantan there, who have a fairly, robust team, and all of them not delivering the same level of customer service. You want to bring everybody up to a certain minimum level. Good customer service conveys reliability, confidence. It shows your level of responsiveness, your efficiency, your consistency, and your acceptance of and following policies. Well, ignore that one, because most of you don't actually have policies, I imagine. Every now and then you get a difficult customer. So somebody like me now who can conquer us, who wake up on the wrong side of their bed and go a street, and everything bother me. Label the behavior, not the customer. Listen, don't get defensive. Don't take it personally, and find out what the customer wants. Discuss any alternatives and take responsibility for what you can do. Agree on an action that creates a solution for even the most difficult customers, because the most difficult customers often become the most loyal if they are appeased. Know that. Of course, there are some people who just too cantankerous, and you really just want to appease them for the moment and hope that you never see them again. Professionalism in the workplace. So it has to do with how you conduct yourself, and how you show consideration and respect for others, and how you keep your word and demonstrate loyalty to exceed expectations in terms of professionalism. This keeping your word is very important. If you tell a customer you're going to call them back tomorrow, call them back tomorrow. If something happened and you're unable to call them back, ask another member of your team to call and apologize and say that you will call back as soon as possible, right? That shows professionalism. It shows respect for the other person, and it helps to build trust. So of course, being professional is a valuable attribute. It helps you to maintain your dignity and demonstrate your commitment, and can lead to workplace success and a good reputation, because sometimes that's all we have in our reputation, and our money, or we don't have much money, but we have our reputations. So let's treat others with respect, keep your word, be loyal, and exceed expectations. So there's a step-by-step way to develop and practice professionalism. Talks about being productive, developing a professional image, taking the initiative, and maintaining effective work habits. Right? You can breeze through this a little bit more, because nothing is worse than going into a place and somebody taking a personal call and them can't even acknowledge you. It's like you're interrupting their private conversation. It no make no sense to me. I wonder who them think, if there are no customers, how them all get paid. You need to also manage your time efficiently, demonstrate integrity, provide excellence, and be a problem solver. Because remember, each of your customers come in and have a problem. They're looking for a solution. So you need to brainstorm with them, just like how Mr. Abby do with his customer, and leave her elated and impressed with his professionalism. Be resilient. So there'll be challenges and setbacks. Boy, Miss Tanisha can tell us all about that. Communicate effectively, develop self-awareness, and build relationships. You want your customers, most of you want long-term customer relationships. So you do want to build these relationships. It takes work. So you gotta work at it. Other ways you maintain a professional image: understand your role and the expectations, expand your role and keep on learning, develop positive relationships, be visible, and ask for feedback from customers as well as your peers and your boss. It's not the boss alone, no stuff. So basically the takeaway from all these is that customers are special persons found inside and outside our organizations. We have to make them feel special by recognizing their presence, anticipating and responding to their needs, and empathizing with and reassuring them. Make customers feel understood by communicating effectively. Listen, look, and learn from their questions and requests on the phone or in person. Remember how important it is to deliver on a promise, because your word is golden. Any questions? All right, I have another set of slides, so let me just go
While
to-
you're going to the next set of slides, I was
It's
asked,
Bishana.
I put up my hand long time from earlier, but
Yeah, see nothing. Me tell you, oh, you must have never did on. I was saying I can't say anything, so you just have to
oh,
interrupt
you
me.
can't see. I was
No.
writing in the chat. So I wrote in the chat, self-respect and compassion will allow one to serve well. If you respect yourself and you have compassion for people, as your compass, you will always serve well. And then when you're at another part, I was saying when you have customers who are repeat, it's good to know their names and call them by name, especially if you're in a kind of business where you're dealing with the same persons repeatedly.
Absolutely. Nothing is more, make somebody feel more welcome than when they come in, you call them by name. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're
I was
absolutely
asking if we're going to learn anything about CRMs, because one of my biggest problems in terms of customer engagement, as you say, based on talking to Tanisha and Mr. Abby and all of us, we know to talk to people and engage them. But one of my big weaknesses is managing my past, present, and repeat customers in a structured system, so I can engage with them continuously. It's not too bad with corporate clients because there's normally not a lot. So you tell them Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Easter, everything, because
right.
it's like 9 of them. But when you have individual clients or like people sign up for free master classes and stuff, it's like them just they're all over the place in a different email systems. And I can't figure out a customer relationship management platform to manage things in a smooth way. That's like the area where I need the most support.
Okay, so we're gonna talk in in some basic terms about CRM now, okay? But the kind of detailed help that you would need,
Yeah.
I think Mas Colin can help to provide in your coaching session. So
Okay.
we'll have a different coaching assignment for you, Ms. Tishana.
All right.
Focus on on identifying good options for your CRM, because Mas Colin is quite adept at this. Not true, Mas Colin, may I big you up? Let's hope me not over promising.
Yes, and I think she said she already have something that she's working with, so we can look over and to see if we can improve what she have, or may look for something else.
And centralize, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks in advance.
No problem at all. This is why your coaching session is customized to you. Is you one come, you know. We have an assignment, but if that is not a good fit, then we can deploy something else. So you can make a request.
Yeah, okay. Fabulous.
As
Thank
you
you.
did. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Sean. And I'm so sorry I didn't see all the information before. All right.
And I understand.
I started out having technical difficulties, which prevented me from logging on. I am logged on, but I'm still experiencing technical difficulties with my computer. So I cannot see anything except the slides.
Well, at least we're hearing you clearly.
I am happy for that, even though I've been complaining a lot. So we are going to define customer relations management, talk about the purpose and the importance, how to create customer loyalty, and developing your customer relations management system, IT and customer relations, face-to-face customer relations management, the benefits, and how to implement. So, customer relations management is a business strategy aiming to be able to understand and inform you so you are able to anticipate and manage the needs of your current and potential customers. It's a comprehensive approach that provides seamless integration. You heard what Ms. Tishana was talking about. She's talking about the seamless integration she is seeking so that every area of her business that touches the customer, marketing, sales, customer service, field support, all of that, right, are integrated with the people, process, and technology needed to optimize the interface. Because you don't necessarily want to work hard, you want to work smart. I know a lot of you work hard too, but working smart can sometimes make life a lot easier. So there has been a shift from traditional marketing as it focuses on the retention of customers in addition to the acquisition of new customers. So customer relations management is all about not knowing what it feels like to lose your customers and always acquiring new ones. Customer relations management is standard terminology replacing what is widely perceived to be a misleading narrow term, relationship management. So the definition speaks to the creation, development, and enhancement of individualized customer relationships with carefully targeted customers and customer groups, resulting in maximizing their total customer lifetime value. All of that, what that mean? Well, it means, say, that you are actually co-creating because you're getting feedback. Because remember, when we started out, this whole customer service issue, we started with communication because communication is critical and it's a two-way process. So you are actually co-creating and developing a customized relationship with your customer, because it's not every customer want the same thing. A lot of people have a cookie cutter approach and it don't work for everybody. So you need to understand your customer sufficiently and be enough of a psychologist to know what is likely to fly with your target market. Okay? So you keep them for lifetime. Well, that's what it means. Maximizing their total customer lifetime value. So it means that you are optimizing how long and how much money them spend with you. How many times they return, how many referrals they make, all of those kind of things. Those are all a part of the customer lifetime value. And you want the value to last even beyond that particular generation. You want to have them pick me, and if you're still around, them grand pick me come as your customer too, okay? Because it becomes their family tradition. So it's all about creating value for the customer and the company over the long term. So it is something you implement because you recognize that long term, you're in this business for long term. Just like how Mr. Abbey explained that him wasn't greedy. Him in this business for long term. And him throw on him psychology hat and show the empathy to the mom who lost her son. And so he created value for her. She showed her appreciation. And he has done his company a huge service. Customers value customer service that they receive from suppliers. They are less likely to look for alternatives or focus heavily on price, as we heard from Mas Colin, right? When they're satisfied, CRM enables you to gain the competitive advantage over competitors that supply similar goods and services. So it helps you to compete and win. Businesses compete with multiple product offerings created and delivered by networks, alliances, and partnerships of many kinds. Both retaining customers and building relationships with other value-adding allies is critical. So this is really talking about the importance of creating and building partnerships. And some of us talked about that when we were doing our business model canvas, right? How important partnerships were and what new partnerships you think you could benefit from, okay? The adoption of customer relationship management is fueled by the recognition that long-term relationships with customers are one of the most important assets of an organization. So a lot of times, if a business, an existing business, is selling to a new owner, there is an intangible asset that appears on the balance sheet. Can anybody tell me what that is? Intangible asset that appears on the balance sheet and is huge in the valuation of that business. Mas Colin, Mas Robbie, not even Ono. It's called goodwill. Is that familiar? Uno hearing me? Hello?
Yes, miss. Goodwill.
Goodwill. Yes.
Patents, trademark.
Right, but hold on. This is not in the same category as intellectual property, because what that is what this is actual reputation. So even though like your trademark is connected with your reputation, this goodwill is something that accountants recognize and can put a number to. Okay? So this is the asset that you're building. So here's the ladder of customer loyalty. You start out with a potential customer. Ticky there, yes, nice. They are somebody you want to target. They become a customer, which cha-ching, they spend money with you. Then they become a loyal client. So you're feeling the love, they're feeling the love. They become a supporter, where them start to tell people, right? But then them can go as far as advocating. So them get cross with other people who would dare to go anywhere else. So then they become an actual partner with you in your business effort because they're invested in your success. That's what a partner is. Somebody invested in your success and willing to do the work necessary to bring about that success. So I think you heard from Mas Colin with his experience with GK. Is GK, did it say? Or you never say?
You never
Okay.
said just an insurance agent.
Okay. No, it was the insurance agent. Him mentioned that never give him satisfaction and then him switch. Anyhow, the fact is,
Sorry, I was a little bit away. I didn't hear the question fully. There was a
okay.
brokerage firm I was working with, and the agent, I wasn't getting in touch with the agent at all.
And who did you switch to?
An independent agent.
Oh, okay. So Mr. Matthew was right. I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought I heard GK.
So the person works for GK, but not as a employee.
All
They
right.
were employee one time,
Okay.
retired, they still work as an agent.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm saying that you have such loyalty that you are a partner because you're invested in their success. And it sounds like that lady with the son who died will become a partner for Mr. Abbey, even though she didn't actually spend money with him. She was totally delighted by his customer service. Customer relations management developed for a number of reasons. Rapid shifts occurred in the 80s and the power dynamic changed, right? Because one time it was like how JPS and Water Commission have us by the short and curly. That is probably the only thing that remains. Utilities remain in most territories, even in the US, you know, a single provider. Okay? Except phone. Phone is a utility that you have options. We in Jamaica don't have enough options and then fight out new ones that come in. Because remember that one we did get Mas Colin and we were sitting pretty with them free overseas calls. Is what them did name again?
I think it was Carousel.
Yes. Yes. And then fight them out. Fight them out because them couldn't compete. Predatory behavior. And that is why I say OUR is for them.
There was
Because
one before when I was younger. They actually launched was on the island, but I think Digicel bought them out.
Claro.
Yes,
I remember when Digicel bought out thing there. I'm old enough to remember those things. I'm even old enough to remember telephone company. when we didn't have no choice.
You remember Centennial my phone?
No, what that?
Centennial my phone. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, man, that was one of the first cell phone company where we did get, man.
Oh, okay.
Centennial.
I was very slow to adopt the cell phone thing, you know. I was one of them slow adopters because I didn't like people to be tracking me.
All right, you remember them big fridge phone with them talk about?
The brick.
Yeah,
The
man,
brick.
big like a brick.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
They
I
came
didn't have
out
none,
to-
but I do remember them.
Yeah, man, they came out to those from them days.
Them, there's something there of the weightlifting.
Definite relics, man. But you know, we are the computer age, so we remember them thing they like yesterday, you know, when all of that started.
Okay.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Thank you. Me no know you remember that, you know, because our day you born, you know. So I must
Yeah, but you see,
somebody tell you.
my father had one of the first cell phone store in Kingston when cell phone just come out.
Okay, okay.
Remember
okay.
all of them stages, them man. We did have first time big back computer with the green writing on it. You know? Yeah, man, old time thing.
Yes.
Innovation born in them time there, you know.
Well, look where we come to. Now
Most
you can even leave your cell phone at home and it's a watch now, right?
definitely technology
Mhm.
develop rapidly.
Right, and it keep
That's
getting
this time.
smaller and smaller, and people like me can't see.
Well,
Me I get older and older, and my eyesight getting worse. Anyhow, some of the changes that occurred was customers became more powerful because they had choice. Supply exceeded demand, and sellers had little pricing power. Their only protection was availability of goods and services, and of course, the relationship they developed with their customers. So this was a solution to a huge problem that businesses experience. So it forced businesses to become more customer focused. It forced them to be prepared to adapt so that it takes the customer's needs into account and delivers on those needs. Market research also was undertaken to assess the needs and the level of satisfaction. As I remember when I was first learning marketing, the example they gave was of Ford Motoring Company, which were one of the first cars in the Western Hemisphere. And Mr. Ford said, customer can have anything they want, any car they want, as long as it's a black, whatever the style was of the type of thing them have. And me live to see them ass getting kicked by all kinds of companies who are entering the market space. So we have the Kia, we have the Hyundai, and those are both Korean brands. Just like in the 70s and 80s, the Japanese brands, the Toyotas and all of that, people never used to like them, you know. People never want them, especially Jamaican people. Jamaican people, them cocky this up. Them and them treat the England like the motherland, right? So them want English car, Oxford, and what is something name? Them want Benz, and them, well, Benz are German. Let me think, what else come from England? Well, we know like my father was in charge of the police car them in the island, and a pure British car they have, right? And they had problems securing parts and all those kinds of things. And he led them to change out to Japanese vehicles. And did I deal with the Japanese, where the Japanese come and train the mechanics and have a good after sales service? But you think a little fight them fight to prevent the change out of these vehicles? Whole heap of fight, man. Whole heap of fight him get for that. Right now, I not think no European vehicle on the road as police vehicle again. Allow me to tell, in a Jamaica that is, a Jamaica me attack.
No, not at all.
Thank you. Somebody listen. All right. So who are your strategically significant customers? I don't remember if I said it in group or it was in the one-on-one coaching session. But I remember mentioning a sales rule. Don't worry about the name. It's Pareto, but that's not important. What is important is a small percentage of your customers are responsible for the majority of your business. It's usually like a 20-80, a 30-70. These are your strategically important customers. Not that all customers not important, you know, but Animal Farm. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. This is what you're saying right here. Okay? Relationships with them, when you build it out, are likely to provide you and them more satisfaction and create value. Other customers, you might be wasting your time there. Your financial resources, your time, everything. So you need to identify who your strategically significant customers are in order to satisfy these three conditions. Well, these three conditions are the ones that will help you to identify these strategically significant customers. Me nearly bite my tongue. High lifetime value, customers that will repeatedly use the service in long term. I don't even want to, I don't know when me write this slide, you know, because I don't even want to Digifeel or Flopsy, because that is what we call them, because the two of them don't even make one. But basically, they make it very difficult for you to switch. You notice that? You ever try switch from Flow to Digicel or vice versa?
Yes, miss.
Was it an easy process?
No, miss, I didn't even get about the same number, miss. They sold the number.
Bad mind. Bad mind. A source of bad mind. Who that do your Flopsy or Digifeel?
Digifeel, miss.
Boy, may I tell you, the two of them don't make one. So customers who serve as benchmarks for other customers, like a lotto winners. That's why it's important for people to know that people are actually winning lotto, because otherwise them not believe nobody now win nothing. Customers who inspire change in the supplier. So customers who provide valuable feedback. So, you know, when KFC came to Jamaica, they were called Kentucky Fried Chicken them days there, right? Back when Adam was an embryo and dinosaur roamed the earth and I was a kid, okay? Kentucky couldn't sell because all them come with was original. Jamaica people like things were well cooked, almost burned. So they did something called forward integration, which is where you create a product in order to compete in an overseas market that don't exist in your own home market. So they created barbecue for us, you know. They created barbecue to compete in markets like Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean, because them wasn't selling chicken no matter what. Because we like our food well seasoned. And in Jamaica, at least, barbecue chicken, they take the already cooked original and barbecue it. Because everything for we in a Jamaica have to well done. We don't want to buy it, nothing inside pink. Allow me to tell. Hello? Yeah, who want to eat pink meat? Or reach the bone and the bone look? I mean, it's almost like we are going to chew up the bone too. So the bone have to cook proper. So all them things happen. So you see how we large? And then they use they use it in their own markets. So, but it's not every market, it's not every region in the US actually has barbecue. Some of them only have original and spicy, but down south in particular, where a lot of people of color, maybe call it black people, where enough black people live, are same stuff for them taste. Because we know for season meat. Technology is critical in your customer relations management. And so you use an approach to create a database, to do data mining and one-to-one marketing. And it's only technology can make you do that. Because you heard how Ms. Tishana was talking about, you know, she has large numbers. Well, her organizational clients are not many, but the other types of clients are. And so it's difficult to know them one-to-one the same way you would know your organizational clients. So she needs a system that is going to help her to mine that data so that she knows what their needs are, what their habits are, and so on. You ever wonder why the supermarket have loyalty program or other places and not them alone? You think it's just that they want to reward you? They are enriching their database and data mining. Combine that, because every time you go to shop there, you know, the card scan, so them know say you. Then them scan everything where you buy. And then you use credit card pay for. But whether you use credit card or not, they already know what you buy on a regular basis and what products might be of value to you. You have CRM programs that help the business to recommend new products to people on the basis of what them will like. This happens a lot online. So you use technology. Give me an example of where that has happened to you, where you're frightened to see a recommendation and you think, wait, little, these people are reading my messages. Are them in my head? Any example of that happening for anybody?
Yeah. Yes, miss. It's like I was talking about a drone, miss. I wanted a drone, and then I was texting somebody that I want a drone, miss. And then I was scrolling through Facebook and I see a recommendation for a drone, like an ad, miss.
And you see an ad for it?
Yes, miss. I see an ad advertising a drone on Alibaba.
So you were texting the person using WhatsApp or regular SMS texting.
WhatsApp, miss. WhatsApp. I was also audio talking, miss, calling them via audio, and I think the phone is listening to me, miss, because I've given the mic permission to, you know.
You think the phone listening to you?
Yes, miss, because it does listening, miss, and that's how some of the marketing recommendations would come on, like some of the ads. What had happened is that we have given when we download some apps and it asks for permission to use the mic, that's how some of the recommendations come on, miss.
And they're actually reading your emails because most of us are using email systems that are free, right? Well, it's only free because they're getting something out of it. WhatsApp is free because they're getting something out of it, right? So it is encrypted. So it's hard for police to decipher if you actually clear the cache. But Mr. Man, what name again? Little freckle face boy. Meta man. Facebook man, original Facebook man. What name again?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg, yes, Zuckerberg, yes, Mr. Zuckerberg. He you think him a waste time? He might combine everything, you know, so anything where you post for Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. Mr. Zuckerberg, no. It in a database and he might mine that data and I sell that information to advertisers who pay him for it. So if you think him not monetizing the free services him offering, quote unquote free, it only quote unquote free, you know. Because somebody else a pay for it and you are pay for it with your data. So technology helps to keep records of customers' names, contacts, and the history of buying goods and services. So I was talking about the supermarket. Them just scan the something and everything come up on you. The information can be used to target customers in a personalized way and offer them services to meet their specific needs. Personalized communication provides value for the customer and increases customer loyalty to the provider, unless it creeps them out too much. But sometimes it's creepy. You ever feel like a TV I watch you? Don't make me feel like I'm you want paranoid, you know.
Well, I call the phone and listen, Miss Anita, man.
Yes, Mr.
Well,
Abby,
TV
phone
I
and
watch
listen to
it.
it. Me think the TV I watch me. Me think the TV I watch me, and sometime like my computer too. So me lock it down. Me not leave it open. Cause me feel like somebody somewhere else can. Anyhow, make a go on.
I put a tape over the computer camera, miss.
Hey. All right, good for you. Good for you. Now find the camera upon the TV and put a tape over it if you're bad. See if you can find it.
Well, right now the TV all a radio with infrared and them thing, the Wi-Fi can
That's
map you
why me
out
say,
in your house.
find it if you're bad. Find it if you're bad and cover it with tape. Them TV where they have nowadays, you know, boy, may I tell you, they're too modern. And then if you go as far as to get an Alexa or one of them something there, then your business gone abroad. Because them know everything and can say everything. It's not necessarily a good thing, all this technology. But in business, we use it constructively and responsibly. So the technology we're talking about include phone calls, emails, mobile phone, text messages, WhatsApp. So accessing your customers' contact details and their service or purchase preference through the database can enable you to alert customers to new, similar, or alternative products. A cookie, this is Mass Colin area now. A cookie is a parcel of text sent by a server. How much people tired for tell them say, no, you're not accept them cookie. Because you go on a site and it advises you that it has cookies. Is me one notice? And sometimes reject it and have sometimes been kicked off the site because I reject the cookies.
All the time back that way.
Them kick you off too?
Yeah, or certain features won't work.
Okay, thank you for that. So the cookie is a parcel of text sent by a server to a web browser that then is sent back unchanged by the browser each time it accesses that server. The cookies are used for authenticating, tracking, and maintaining specific information about users, such as site preferences and the contents of their electronic shopping carts. So when you go on Amazon and you go back, they must show you where you buy when last, and I recommend you buy it again, or showing you similar products that you might want to buy. And no matter how long you left something in your cart, it's always gonna be there. Loyalty cards, we were talking about those before, you know, the loyalty programs. They gather data about customers and it turns into leads for customer comprehension, cost insights, you know, ways to retain and increase the spending level, the response rate to offers, and new customer conversion rates where money is being wasted on circulars. So circulars are a tool that we use. Yes, we can use it same way, right? A flyer. But wouldn't it be nice to know what the person needs before you even make any contact with them? And that is what customer relations management allows, especially with the enhanced technology. CRM software, front office solutions. Many call centers use CRM software to store all of their customers' details. When a customer calls, the system can be used to retrieve and store information relevant to that customer by serving the customer quickly and efficiently. Well, boy, them call center where them have a operate where work for the bank, them don't know nothing. Because, you know, every time you come on the line, you have to identify yourself 3 or 4 different ways. Them say them authenticating. But them CRM systems supposed to be able to authenticate. Not true. Ask your bag a question. You can't take it, man, all the time. And fraud still a commit. And I feed them inside workers I commit the fraud. I know you careless. I'm still complaining. Sorry about it. It's supposed to help to serve the customer quickly and more efficiently and to keep the information in one place. You hear Mr. Shana talk about that one place, she want everything stored. And that way to make the firm, the business, save money and also to encourage new customers. Face-to-face customer relations management. Sometimes that's all we have, you know. So we have to work with that. Your team members can remember customers' names, their favorites, their, you know, regular customers, and use their information to create personalized service for them. For example, in a hospital library, you will know the name of the nurse that comes in often and remember the area that she works in. Well, sometimes you go in a store and them remember where you come, they come by on a regular. I used to order pizzas regularly, and you have to create a profile and save the profile. And whenever, it's like the profile disappear. And it's like you're creating the relationship all over again, filling out all the information. It is very tiresome. Face-to-face CRM could prove less useful when organizations have large numbers of customers. We heard Mr. Shauna mention that, because it's going to be more difficult to remember details about each of them. So as your business grows, it becomes necessary for you to enhance your CRM, your face-to-face CRM, with technology. Whatever you do, customer relations management is important, and there are a lot of benefits. It helps to reduce costs, creates effective and efficient operations. It increases customer satisfaction by meeting and exceeding their expectations. It ensures the focus of the organization is external, so it ensures customer focus, your external customer focus, right? Because a lot of businesses focus on their products instead of the benefits those products deliver to their customers. Because you can have the best mousetrap, if nobody no want it, you know, have a business. It helps to grow the number of customers and maximizes the opportunities. It increases access to source of markets and competitor information. Oh yeah, that's something else. If you outsource your CRM, or if there are possibilities, maybe a supplier has a direct link to you, it can also compromise your competitive advantage. But on the other hand, you can buy your competitor information from third parties as well. So you get inside information. CRMs help to highlight poor operational processes, and it ensures long-term profitability and sustainability. A good thing this. How do you implement CRM? Can be very difficult. So basically you need to address 4 issues. What is your core business and how will it evolve in the future? Because you're not designing your CRM for today, you're building it for what you want to be in the next 5, 10 years. What form of CRM is appropriate for your business now and in the future? So can your CRM grow with you, or you're going to have to look around for a substitute? What IT infrastructure do you have, and what do you need to support your CRM system? What vendors and partners do you need to choose? All of these things are the things that I hear Mr. Shauna need help with. She has a CRM system. She wants to ensure that there's seamless integration and wants to evaluate how well it's performing and whether it's the best fit for her. And that makes perfect sense. Try it on and decide what is best. So I think we have come to the end. Any questions about CRM and everything me I gonna know, especially the technology portion? But any questions, I will try to answer, or one of my team will chime in. Any questions? Going once. Okay, I hear us sound, but I'm not hearing proper. Let's see if I can close out of this. Stop sharing. Okay, now I can see everybody. Any questions, Mr. Abby?
No, miss. The content is clearly understood. It's just that I've never thought of CRM in my business per se. And come to think of it, I have a lot of email addresses and contact information from my past customers that would have been elated to receive some form of marketing, some form of reminder that we're still, in business. Some of them is from 2020, 2021. But we do have their contact information as, we throw them for, just.
Well, just reach out and heal them up because seem like I call down dead for them.
That too, miss.
You know what I mean? It kind of ticklish me too.
It would be a nice part of a grievance service, that you have
Surely.
extended process of courtesy checks and things like that.
Yes, Mr. Matthew, thank you for that thing. Mr. Abby actually talked about him partnering with grief counselors. So I know that's something that he has implemented. But thank you for the suggestion. Any question from you, Mr. Matthew?
No questions from me. All good.
Miss Tanisha, how you stay?
No question, miss. No question.
You're cool. Mr. Shauna, you can talk? Or did you type something? Let me look. I think we addressed most of those comments. I guess Tishana is unable to speak at this point in time. So what I'll do is actually thank you guys. You lift my spirits because I've been ill since Monday, and coming on and the vibes and things, it really has helped. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for your attention and your participation. They're gonna make the recording available as soon as possible, so you can look out for it. If you missed anything, the slides are there. There are also videos. And shortly, either Mas Colin or Mas Robbie going to send out the link for you to choose your times for the one-on-one session. If you are going to make a request for a different, let me make that available to you now, actually, because you can't know what it is unless you can see it. I'm gonna make the coaching assignment be available. Let me see if I can share this now.
I've also just sent a link in both the group and the chat right here, guys, for the course feedback survey. So when you guys get a chance, please fill it out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mas Robbie. It is important for us to get feedback from you, because we are not perfect, even though we try. And it helps us going forward because you have 2 more sessions with me. Not immediately. The next module will be legal. So that is with Sophia Clark, a different presenter. Because you're almost tired of me now. Let me see if I can share this.
Yeah, I'm tired of you, Miss Sharon. And them I got tired to see your face.
Okay, so maybe you not tired of me, but me sure somebody in here some must tired of me by now. Me tired.
No. No. Nobody tired.
Nobody tired of me? Okay, so basically what you're doing is developing, well, this is the coaching assignment. We are accepting requests to modify this assignment. But basically what we're looking at is developing complaint handling standard operating procedure. I think this is very critical for Ms. Tanisha in particular, because she has so much staff and staff turnover. So we go through the process because the process is outlined in the text or in the PowerPoint, but then we customize it to our solution and identify who is responsible for what. So like making sure you have all the facts. Discuss options for fixing the problem. Keep your promise. Be quick follow-up. Reward your staff who take the initiative and act to handle customer complaints. So we've already identified that Ms. Tishana probably don't need this. Is there anybody else now who thinks they might not need this? All right, give it some thought. And
was this posted in the classroom?
I just made it visible. It wasn't visible before. Okay. So yes, it is posted in the classroom, but it wasn't visible.
Because there was a question in the pre-test about, let me see if I can find it. About the process, I think, of handling, let me see if I find it. What are the steps involved in handling customer complaints?
Yes.
So I guess the information would be included here. That was a question that
yes,
I wanted to find some information about directly about a specific or step order process.
So the slides we just finished before this one, before we started the customer relationships, we talked about delivering good customer service, has that in it, but it also is in this assignment. Okay?
Noted. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So we like to create standard operating procedures for everything. It helps to kind of structure and systematize the delivery. Also, it helps if there is new staff for training, you know, new team members for training. Relying on the standard operating procedures really saves us a lot of time, because if it's written down, then it means you don't have to rely on them listening to you, drone on and forgetting what you said the moment them, you know, a minute after them hear it. They can look at something. There's something to look at. Right, Mas Robbie? So when you joined our team, you got a bag of things to read.
Yes.
Yes. And wasn't it easier than somebody just stand up over here and talk to you, you know, talk about things?
Yeah, it was good to read first beforehand, you know, before going to practice, put it into practice.
And then you can always ask questions because you're more informed, right?
Yeah.
So complaining behavior and complaining, I've done some research in this area. Complaint handling can make or break a business because one, you want people to complain if there is a problem. Because if they don't, then they go away dissatisfied. If they complain, they give you an opportunity to change the frown upside down to a smile. Not true? So this is actually a very important part of business growth. So take a look at it and decide if this is what you want to do or if you would prefer to do something different that will benefit your business. Okay? Mas Colin, you're gonna put the link, or Mas Robbie, you're gonna put the link when? With the calendar for next week.
Once we decide on the times, then we'll share it. But by the end of the day, the latest, they'll get it.
Oh, that quickly. Okay, so first of all, please note that because I am mindful of not wanting to hear my own voice constantly for how long, the two modules we've done so far, business model development and customer service, have been condensed, also contributed because your pre-test, people did pre-test, and I was able to understand that, hey, Uno is not novice, Uno is almost expert. So it's kind of a refresher. So it allowed us to go faster. You may not have the same experience with the next presenter. The next facilitator may require 3 hours each session or almost 3 hours, and it may require the Thursday as well. Because remember, we said Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So far, we have not used any Thursdays for workshops, but it may become necessary. And well, it will become necessary when we go to accounting and taxation because of the volume of work that there is. But by the time you come back to finance and leadership and community development, it's back to 2, if that much. I think I can condense the leadership and community development into 1. So anyhow, next week, we are going to be, we're not doing any workshops. We're going to be working on your coaching session, and whether it is your CRM or your complaint handling, standard operating procedure, or anything else you require, because we are going to need time to respond to what you're asking us to do. We need time to prep, and I think you need a little break. All right?
Yeah, man, that sounds good.
Don't forget to give us your feedback, and don't be afraid to say that something is missing or we need to do something different, because that is how we'll improve. Me broad man, me not take it personal. Me ask for the feedback. So whether the feedback good or it constructive criticism, me I gonna have to live with it, right? And me have to grow from it. So me I beg you, give me the feedback and be very open with it. All right, me not penalize you. But no, not at all. We are family already. Okay?
Yes, miss.
Yes, Mr. Abe. Mr. Macho.
full check.
That's right. Miss Tanisha.
Yes, miss, I'm hearing you.
We are checking with you, cause we're out to check out now.
Yes, yes.
You agree with me, Miss Tanisha, that maybe this standard operating procedure for handling complaints might be a good thing for your operation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Tanisha.
Welcome.